Hey Jay, Charles, how are you?
Good.
Very good.
Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
It was amazing. Charles, can you talk about, in writing the script, like what the choices that you made? Because there's some dark topics here, but you've blended in humor.
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Well, anyone who can make us laugh can break our heart. So I'm always fascinated by how you can use humor to do so many different things, even in a drama, to get us engaged by people, to cleanse our palate between one scene and the next. There's so many things that humor can do. So I always want to have humor in my toolkit if I can. But with this story especially, because it's so loaded, because literally it's one of those things that few people, people do not want to talk about, it felt necessary to turn up the tonal stakes a little bit, for sure. And then structurally, it's just a matter of finding a way to cover the breadth of these experiences so that we're giving a flavor of how harassment works in the workplace amongst all these different women and different situations.
And Jay, similar question. What were the choices that you made? Because you've been a bit of a master at being able to do that.
For me, the way to land tone is through the cast. If you can cast people who are interested in playing all the dimensions of a character, from the most tragic, horrific things that this film ends up with, but all the way backwards to the strength to find the ironies in something, the absurdities in something, and using humor as a language between characters to show, hey, this is how people cope with this stuff. So we want to be part of a serious conversation, but we want it to be authentic, and people coping with that and with satire and wit seemed more authentic. So for me, it's cast people who understand that and commit to it and are okay, joking with each other in really serious situations to just cope with those situations.
Yeah, let's talk about the cast, because it's amazing, isn't it? And Charlize, it's not Charlize, it's Megan, right?
Right, yeah.
Can you talk, when you wrote it, did you picture Charlize as
being... Yeah, so when I first pitched the project, I think the first line of the pitch was, Megyn Kelly and your picture Charlize Theron. And so she was always part of the discussion from the very beginning, in part because she had the great mix of comedy and drama chops, but also because she had that demeanor that was so powerful the way Megyn did. So that was always our first choice, and I think I finished the script. I think that week Annapurna called and said, "Hey, we want to send it to you." They had warned her it was coming in, and so they sent it to her, and she was like, "Fantastic, love it. I don't know if I want to play Megyn Kelly. Let me involve my friend Jay Roach."
Mm-hmm. And what did you do to get what was it, something that helped her become Megyn, or what was?
I think that I told her that I thought it was an opportunity to appeal to people who might watch Fox, especially women. I come up from a conservative family where they watch a lot of Fox, and that women who wouldn't necessarily think of themselves as being interested in these progressive issues might say, hey, the person I used to watch deliver the news on Fox went through this stuff, and and this other one too, Gretchen, and then Megyn. And I thought that Charlize had an opportunity to surprise us by taking on someone like that and then extending the conversation beyond political boundaries, and she thought that was interesting. And she's not someone who goes for the uncomplicated characters. She really likes playing people who, like all of us and like herself, she admits, have ambition and have attitude, and sometimes that's used against them, and then you react to that. And she really identified with that aspect. So, I just tried to point out that you might have more in common than you think you do.
Question for both of you: what was it like behind the scenes? It's such a great ensemble cast, but also the tone of the movie and what the story's about. What was that like when the cameras weren't rolling?
Well, there were some hard days. The scene where Kayla is harassed by Roger in his office was a very difficult day for all of us. Everybody on set was very emotional all day long, and Jay was even operating the camera in the room and noticed his hand shaking. He's has a story about that. So that is something that an experience we all share that I think surprised us all. On the other hand, there were days where it was fun and light and it was just the joy of people doing really good work. Yeah. And when it's clicking, there's nothing better on the planet. It's a very unique art form, right? Most artists work alone. And there are people who follow, like orchestras that follow, a plan. But when you're just all sort of, doing this thing together, and it's hitting on all cylinders. It's pretty exciting.
It's a testament to Margot's acting that we were all so upset that day, because we were connecting to Kayla through what Margot was doing, and it was so extraordinary. We could all feel it on that day that, wow, this is so much more intense. Even the way it was so compelling on the page, and then Margot just I don't know what that, when you could see in the monitors the camera come up and find her face when she realizes, oh my God, I've crossed into a zone I didn't even know existed, and I don't know how to get out of this, and I'm trapped, and I've got this predator here who's also my boss, and the sort of mixture of victimization and shame, like all those layers, we were all just kind of like, are you feeling this way? I'm feeling, yes, I'm totally devastated. Let's talk about this. And that was all a credit to John too, who went right at her in that whole scene. It's just two incredible actors. An amazing moment.
And Nicole Kidman, of course, is amazing. Another great Australian.
Yep.
And underappreciated right now, in my opinion. She's so good, and so playing the character who takes the biggest risks, and Gretchen, who jumps out and takes on the most powerful man in media, and Nicole brought so much humanity and kept pushing both of us to keep going. She just keep going, get more. I need something.
Deep in Gretchen. Give me more. Yeah. She has a wonderful quirkiness. Just the way that first scene she's eating, which is not how that is not how Nicole Kidman eats. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something that's just so interesting and weird.
The cheeseburger,
what is she doing there? You can't figure it out, but it has some character quality that's ineffable. Yeah.
You know that scene also when she started whispering to Margot. Margot comes in, Kayla comes in and says, "I'm leaving you for Bill O'Reilly," and she leans in and goes, "No, please don't go. I can help you. Stay with me." Like the desperation. That was a Nicole just finding that intimacy and that sense of putting you right in her predicament. Like she's being demoted, and now this new millennial is abandoned. Like it was just that's just a genius actor in Nicole Kidman. We felt so lucky to get to work with her.
Yeah.
Well, we're lucky to watch it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming by.
本届金球奖双料提名
Wait, am I gonna be the story? No.
莎莉赛隆、马格罗比踢爆媒体帝国性丑闻，强势问鼎奥斯卡重磅新闻，现正热映中。